Good morning, everybody. I found that thumbnail picture, and I think it's appropriate to share pictures of people that you love this time of year, just to remember them. And I found that picture in my phone, and I had it downloaded to my hard drive. But that lady is Taylor Robinson. She was a camp cook out at our elk camp in 2019 out in Colorado. It's where she lived with her husband. No children that I knew of at all. And we smoked some devil's lettuce, I and her, when we were out there standing around the fire and the other guys were out hunting. That's the only woman I knew who could cook like a chef, but wasn't a chef. She could do 18, 20 things at a time, have 20 things going. It's spaced apart, just and put it all together for a great meal. She supported herself. I don't know what her husband did for a living. I only knew the woman for 5 days, but I made a great friend in 5 days. And she made jewelry and handbags and stuff like that. And she supported herself by cooking for hunting camps. And I figured I made a great friend and we were going to do outdoorsy stuff together. You know, I would send her stuff. She would send me stuff. I gave her my elk hide when I left Colorado. Yeah, I just gave it to her. I paid $30 for it at the locker to get it back, and I just gave it to her. I said, I'd like to get a possible bag made. If that's, you can have the rest of it. I just want a possible bag. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, great. Well, I didn't hear from her for months and months. And finally, I got a hold of her husband, and he said, I'll send you an obituary. So, what happened, man? Car went off the road. I'm thinking she was so fucking tired from working so much that she just fell asleep, went off the road, and she died. So I thought it was appropriate to remember her this morning. That's kind of what I was thinking of when you guys when we went live. Anyway, deer season is done. Everybody was here yesterday, of course. It's weighing and portioning out all the meat and grinding. So everybody was here yesterday. Fucking one or two people all fucking week butchering deer. And then, of course, when it's time to portion it out and take it home, everybody's here. So we got that done. I got the butcher room cleaned up, the drains cleaned out, fucking shit moved around. I have my own, they gave me 20 pounds of meat to make jerky out of. So I'm going to make some jerky. I got to get a good recipe first. I'm not going to use my old recipe because my girl don't like that. It's got too much pepper. Okay, big fucking deal. I'll get a real bland fucking recipe from the locker or something, and we'll make you some fucking jerky. And then the rest of that jerky I made, it's either I'll eat it or the Mennonite at the grocery store in there, he'll eat it. He likes pepper jerky. Or the dog will eat it a little at a time. They like venison. They don't care what it tastes like. And I scrape them off most of the pepper. So, and it's pepper. It's black, coarse brown, ground black pepper on the outside. On the outside, not on the inside of the meat. On the outside of the meat. So you can scrape it off if you want. But people are too fucking lazy. So I'll feed the dog I'm not giving it to people. I have also family Christmas today. Oh, I took deer hides and sold them too. I got $6 for larges and $2 for small. I had 4 small ones, so and then $6 for 14, 15 of them. So that's a nice little check. $92. That's not bad. Better than last year. So did pretty good. That'll at least pay for the fucking some of the electricity. Anyway, so I got that done also. And I got 2 packages to open up. And like I said, it's going to be short because I have family Christmas today. And my family, yes, we've lost my mother, but there are 11 of us kids. Each of us kids has at least 3 kids. Well, let's see. Steve, me, Phil, all have 3. Linda has 2. Kathy has 2. Debbie has, God, I don't know, 2 or 3 stepkids because they didn't have any of their own. Brian has 1, 2, 3, but one of his is passed away. Janet has 2 of her own from first marriage, and then 2 from her second marriage, stepchildren, and then their children, and then Kathy, Debbie, Linda, Brian, Janet, Judy has 2 children. Ray has 2 of his own and 2 or 3 stepchildren, but they're out in California, so they don't count. They're not here. Ronnie has 2 kids. So I think that's all. And then they have children. Some of those have children too. So, and not all of them will be there. But we'll have some cousins. I have a cousin up in Minnesota, Lynn, Lynn Pittman comes down, and sometimes she brings one of her kids, sometimes she doesn't. They're grown up and gone, but she had 2 boys that were in the Navy. Sometimes one of them shows up with his wife and kid. So Ray is here from California, and I don't know if his wife Monica came with this time or not, or if any of his other kids came with. I don't know. We'll see when I get there, I guess. And I have to turn on crock pots at 10 o'clock. So another 6 minutes, I'm going to turn on a couple of crock pots. I think we're eating at 1. Church. We have to have it in a church basement. In a church basement because there's so many people. There's 60-some people. And I'm taking breakfast sausages, little breakfast sausages, and my homemade maple syrup. And then they can drizzle and do whatever they want. My daughter, Mary, is taking cheesy potatoes. So I got to plug in 2 crock pots. Or turn them on anyway. And I think she's doing makeup this morning for another wedding. My daughter does makeup on the side. She has a side hustle. She does makeup for women, for wedding parties, for women, for mostly weddings, but graduations and whatever. She's good at that. She's really good. And she's good at training dogs. So I told her she needs a couple different side hustles just in case. Just in case. Okay. Got a couple of packages. We've got one from Cash Money, and we got one here from, this one will be great, Cartier Silver. So we'll see what we got here. I'll bring the camera down, but first thing I'm going to do is, you see Mr. Otter? He's got his hat on. First thing I'm going to do is go turn those crock pots on. It's 5 minutes early, but what the hell. Either that or I'm going to have a cup of coffee and do a little bit more talking. Who we got? Hey, Sheep, buddy. What's up? God damn it, Sheet. I wish I could, but I got family Christmas today. Unless I can get the stream on my phone while I'm down there, but kind of hard. I will try. 112 grams. 4 ounces. So God damn it. Yeah. Is that going to be a bin or is that going to be a bid? It was a bin. Yeah. It was a bid. Probably going to go up from there, but you never know. You never know. I could try it. You can bin it now. Okay, I'll bin it now. That's not hard to figure for me. That's not hard to figure. I got to go to the bank on Monday and I got some cash. I got to put in the bank because I am I am sending Fervid find some money also. And what am I buying up there? Oh, a book about the Canadian maples. It's they put it out with a 5-ounce maple leaf that they did this year, but they put out this great, nice illustrated, colored pictures, history of the Canadian maple book that only comes. The Mint only had them, so, and I guess I'm going to get one. And then I got a collection of quarters, all the commemoratives, all the colored, all of them together. I think that was a $300 job there. So yeah, I got $1,000. I got to take to the bank on Monday. So I will do that. I will eat. When you send the pictures, send me your PayPal address also. And then I know who to pay, how to pay. Oh shoot! I'm dribbling coffee. Yeah, I'm not going to quit buying silver at these prices. Just everything I've been reading, everything I've been listening to the last week. I expect silver to get real close to 100. I don't know if it'll break 100. But Goldman Sachs just I'm not sure Goldman Sachs which bank it was, but they covered their short positions. They took physical delivery of I don't know how many million ounces. So they are long on silver, long on physical silver, and long on contracts, which means they got rid of their contracts, but they have physical silver. And they had, I don't know how many short contracts, but they got rid of their shorts and they are long on physical now to the tune of several million ounces. So I think the big money is sensing something that's going to happen. So I'm still buying it. I'm not buying as much because I can't buy as much. I live on a fixed income. I got some money, true, but I think if I were going to do it and I was real sure it was going to make over 100, if I was real sure of that, I think I would sell a little gold and buy silver. I'll put it in chat. I'll put it in the chat. It is on my my email or my YouTube site, but I'll put it in here. There you go, buddy. You got it. All right. I got the crock pots plugged in. They're on the counter. Let me go turn them on real quick, and then I'll be back. I am babysitting my middle daughter's dog today because, like I say, she's gone. Okay, I turned them on low. So what time is it? 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. You know what I did yesterday? I took my SKS apart, which is actually not a Russian SKS, it's a Type 56 Chinese. Uh, but I took it apart because, it's got a, what, 7 or 8 round box magazine with stripper clips you can feed. But if you take that out, you can put uh, like 30 round banana mags in. And so I did that. But I see that in order to make that real easy to get those mags in and out, a guy has to do a little woodwork. I got to do a little bit of filing in there where that ammunition well goes. I'll show you, man. It's easy. Let's see. Let's see. See, what you have to do is to take this one out. See, that sits up in the that's the follower there, and this is the bottom right here, and that sits up in the gun like that. It goes in there like that. But you can take this out, and you can put this in, and you see how that works. It fits right in the same place. It goes right in there and up in, up like an AK, But I found I got to do a little bit of work right here on the wood because if you notice, that's just a little bit thicker than the other one, than the box magazine. Here's the box. You see how thin that is? And there's the other mags that go in there. See how thick that is? So it's got to be open. The wood's got to be opened up a little bit or greased, one or the other. But yeah, that's what I was doing. I had to determine whether I was going to use the regular mags for that on the SKS or if I was going to use, I don't have stripper clips. And see, I have to load them by hand, one at a time. So if I can find some stripper clips, I probably can on eBay or Gunbroker or somebody, but then I'll put this back in, but whatever. That was kind of fun. Let's open this. This is just a card. It's a card, but there's something in there, round something in there from Cartier Silver. I'm curious, and he has it taped up really well, so whatever it was, he didn't want coming out. Knife. I need a package opening tool. I need an Angry Warrior tackle box package opening tool here. See if I can find just a little place to get under that tape. Let me put the camera down here so you can quit doing that. There. Let's do that. Right under there like that. I don't want to cut anything, so. Oh, and look, I had to do it on the bottom. They couldn't get it on the top. Ain't that something? Okay, no problem. We'll get you taken care of Monday. Look at, let's see, anything else in here? Nope, nothing else. Always got to check just to be sure. Ha! I must have won a GAW. I won a Walker. Very nice. Well, you taped that in there good, too. Huh, that's nice. Let's see if I can get it out of there without destroying this card. because I want to put the card up on my piano. I'll show you here in a second. I do the same thing with sheet. I do the same thing with M4D a lot. He'll say, "You're gonna come up and do this and do that." Well, I can, but I don't know if I can, And they say, "Well, you can bend it now," and I have here. I think I bought 8 grams of gold from him that way. That's not a bad looking walker. Still got feathers on the chaps. Breast feathers are a little bit gone. If I get a little bit closer, you can see that some good feathers on that inside chap. That outside chap's a little bit wore, and you can still see some breast feathers, but not bad. The head feathers are gone, but you can still see the eye. All the wing feathers are still there yet. So that's not too bad. That's not bad shape. And here's the walker side. Of course, all the high spots are worn. But that's not bad. That's not bad at all for a gaw. Well, I'm happy with that. Yeah, I guess I have bought for you before. See, I want to put the card up there on my piano. If you notice, I got the executioner over here on the left side, and then I got my skydiving picture over there on the right side. But if you notice, I got 3 cards up there, and those are all from the community. Those are all from the community. So this one's going up there with them. This one will be up there with them. Matter of fact, let me put that up there now. There. I don't send Christmas cards out. I haven't stopped sending Christmas cards years ago. But those are the ones up there. There you go. And then we got this one from Cash Money. And there's a box in here, so I'm thinking maybe this is a Canadian coin. But we'll see. Sometimes it's hard for me to tell because I do a lot of bins with Cash Money and MLZB for reckless stuff. They bought a lot of reckless at one time. They're keeping some of their collection, but they're selling off some of the other. And I will buy it, especially when they do an under spot bin. Yeah, I'll jump all over that. I jump all over that. People keep saying, "Well, I don't want reckless stuff. I don't collect that." Doesn't make any difference. You know what? When push comes to shove, it can be remelted. So it doesn't really matter that way. People just got to realize that all that silver, all those pores that you have from different people that you collect, they don't have to stay in that shape forever. I got a lot of ginger pores. I got a lot of Angry Warrior tackle box pores. I got a lot of reckless pores. I got some pit bullion. I got some, who is this over here in Nebraska? Got him. I got some of his pores. I got SGT pores. I got, oh man. But the thing is, they don't have to stay that way. They don't have to stay in that they can be melted again. So, oh, look at that. All right, empty there. So now we got to do this. Yeah, we can do that with a. We can do that with this. I cleaned it last night. You see, I don't have any tape residue on it. It was getting so sticky I couldn't cut anything. So I had to. Man, I'm telling you, I was beat yesterday. I sold hides, plus I helped cut deer up, plus because I had one deer to cut up yet. And then that was my nephew because he could only come on Saturday and he wanted to do his own, so nobody else did it for him either. So I helped him cut up, and then plus they ground. Everybody got it ground and weighed out and divvied up, and I didn't have to do that. I was still helping my nephew cut up his. And then when they left, I cleaned up all the gutters and drains and washed stuff down. And then I went out and put wood in the fire. I cleaned all the ash out. I cleaned the ash out, cleaned the stove up. I brushed out the chimney. When I got in the house about 5 o'clock, I was fucking beat. I sat in this chair watching videos. There was nobody on from the community last night that I saw. So I fell asleep in my chair. Slept for a couple hours, woke up, watched some more videos, went to bed at 12. And I don't normally go to bed until 1 and 2 o'clock. So, all right, here's what we got here. Limited condition, silver dollar, gray cup. 100. I wonder what this is. That's the back of the box. Royal Canadian Mint. Yep. So, of course, nice red clamshell, like Canada does. And that's what's in her. Let's take a look at the COA for a second. Holy crap. You think there's enough information in there? Celebrating the 100th Grey Cup is more than a trophy. It's an iconic symbol for Canadians. The Grey Cup game, the championship of Canadian professional football, so soccer, is the country's single largest annual sporting event attended by thousands and watched by millions every year. The week-long celebration that surrounds it has become one of Canada's most significant cultural rituals, and the lore that envelops them both is an integral part of Canadian history. The first game of football ever recorded in Canada took place in 1861. This style of this game would be today recognized as rugby. Okay, by the 1870s, distinctly North American rules were first officialized in Montreal and now adopted in the United States. And then it goes on and on and on. So it's rugby, it's not soccer. Let's go down to Certificate of Authenticity. This certificate attests that your 2012 limited edition silver dollar is proof quality and is authorized by the government of Canada. Can has been expertly struck by the Canadian Royal Mint and has a limited mintage worldwide. It is 10,000 mintage, and this is 7,161. So. God, that is one large COA. Let's take this coin out and take a look at it. Another one for the Canadian collection, ladies and germs. Well, we got Queen Lizard Breath, RIP on that side. And then we got the 100th anniversary. Oh, shit. Can't have all of that light on it. U.S. Rugby Football Champ. The Grey Cup. 100 presented. Huh. Quite the coin. I didn't even realize I had bought that. But that's kind of neat. That's one I don't have. I have it now. But that's kind of cool. I didn't even realize I had bought it. I wondered what was coming from cash, but yeah, if it's Canadian, I'm going to buy it, that's for sure. Maybe I saw it on his table and nobody took it, and so I just contacted him after the stream was over and said, hey, I'll buy it. Maybe that, I've done that before, so maybe that's what I did. Maybe that's what I did. All right, that's still, I got to plug in my phone. Where'd my phone go? I am testing this. You see this Power for Patriots power cell? My daughter said it wouldn't hold a charge, but it's been holding a charge. So what I did is I took it apart. I looked at it. The battery's not swollen or anything. And I charged it on the computer. It got a full charge, all four blue. And when it's discharged, it has the green lights. And I've had this light on all night and all yesterday afternoon. And as it discharges, the green lights will go out. It still got four lights. So I'll plug in my phone. And what I want to do is charge it up, discharge it, charge it up, discharge it totally, completely, all the way. And you see, I just plugged in my phone, and you'll see that one of those lights has turned blue. I don't know if you can see that or not, but one of those lights has started to turn blue. 3 of the lights are turning blue. So I only have a couple of greens left, which means it is discharging. And then I'll discharge it all the way, and then I'll charge it up. Nothing but solar. I'll use a solar panel to charge it. So it does charge up when you plug it into a computer or a plug-in. So it does charge up that way. And it discharges. I can see it discharging. When it discharges all the way, then I'll put it up in the window and we'll try and charge it with the solar panel. Maybe the solar panel is bad. I don't know. But then we'll charge it up that way. Then we'll discharge it again. Then we'll charge it up. And I gave my daughter mine because I gave each one of my daughters one of those power cells for Christmas last year. Yeah, last year. And I gave my wife one also, just in case they have an emergency and they're away from their, carried in your purse and you're away from your car. You can't plug it in your car. You can't plug it in your house. You just plug in the power cell and boom, then you got your phone again or your laptop or whatever. And my daughter says that one didn't work. So, okay, well, take mine because I had one too. Take mine and I'll use this one. Well, they say this isn't soccer. This is more like rugby. So rugby and soccer are completely different games. I enjoy watching rugby. I don't enjoy watching soccer. So, and American football has just gotten too many fucking rules. Too many rules. So, all right, turn this over here. Straighten this out, put it down a little bit so I can sit back and enjoy my chair, put my feet up. I have really bad neuropathy in my right foot. When I had that ankle refused by that civilian surgeon, she had to open up the outside of my ankle and put a plate in there, a steel plate. And then she shoved a rod up through the bottom of my heel and up through the plate, ankle bone up into my tibia. So that motherfucker ain't moving now. And when the VA first did it, all they did was put a couple of long screws into my, through my tibia and into my ankle bone and down into my foot bone. And that didn't hold. My foot was actually starting to tip like that again. So I had the civilian surgeon do it. And she did a damn good job. The only problem being is I have neuropathy on the bottom of my foot now. I can't, it feels like I'm walking on, if you look at an egg carton, uh, an egg flat, and the little bumps in the holes where the eggs sit, that's what it feels like. It feels like that looks. Let's put it that way. It feels like that looks. So I take gabapentin for that neuropathy, and maybe someday. The only thing I can really feel is my toes. I can wiggle my toes. That's it. And I think I can feel them, but they feel weird too. So there ain't no movement in that foot no more. I'll tell you that. Hey, Targonsu. AZ is here. Oh, I'll be damned. Good morning, guys. I was just telling Sheet that I have family Christmas today, and I'll probably go up there about noon. I got everybody's gifts. Everybody, all my brothers and sisters, so there's 10 of them, they all get a $5 lottery, scratch off lottery card. My stepdad's getting a $20 one. All the nieces and nephews, they get dollar lottery tickets. And then if I got any left over, then I'll do their kids. If there's any there, then I'll give, depending on how old they are. Depending on how old they are. I don't want to get the little kids, the 10-year-olds on down, interested in gambling. If they're in their teens, okay. But the little ones I don't. I used to give them little pull tab lottery tickets because they only cost $0.25. And I don't know, maybe I'll get some more of those, give them to the little kids. But they have to take them to the store where you bought them to get the money for them. So that's why I don't do the pull tabs anymore. Yeah, but see, it's a church basement, so there's so many chairs and tables out that it'd be impossible to know who's sitting at where they're sitting at, because we do a white elephant auction also, and a white elephant Christmas present thing. So I bought a box. I have a complete, and they put a price, you can't be more than $10 or whatever. Okay. So I buy at times 550 cord, different colors, stripes, different camouflage. And I had one I did a few years ago, and somebody liked that. And I have another one I'm doing this year. It's like a forest kind of camouflage, but it's got, I don't know, 300 yards of 550 cord. And it's only like $10. So I put that in like 3 different size boxes taped up and then wrapped. So, and sometimes you get a pair of gloves, or you can get it depends, you get a lottery ticket. There's just all kinds of stuff. You can't think of everything that my family thinks of to put in those boxes or present. But anyway, we do that. We got a big meal, great big, potluck thing. And then they play cards. Some guys will play 500. Some guys will play Mumbly Pig. Yeah, I used to play that with the pegs and the board and whatever. I forget. Yeah, and then my mom won't be there because she passed away a couple years ago. So my niece Natasha won't be there because she passed away a few years ago. Um, but she was in the Navy anyway, so more often than not, she was deployed or out to sea. A lot of people can't just hop on a plane. Don't have the money to hop on a plane, come out for Christmas, or stay for a week and then go home. My brother Ray, he can do that. He's spent a lot of money here the last few years, coming back and forth for funerals and checking on his dad, my stepdad. Um, but he's a police lieutenant out in California, north of LA, and he's got time built up. He's been out there a while. He's got seniority, so he has time, and he's making fairly good money. His wife, Monica, she's a personal trainer. She has her own business, and she has a good clientele. So they have the money to come out. I know they spend a lot, but he says when I asked him if he needs some money for plane tickets, just to help, he said, nah, he gets travel miles and shit every flight he takes and all that. So he says he gets pretty cheap tickets. So, no, I got brothers and sisters up the wazoo. I'm one of 11. And all my brothers and sisters live close except for Ray. He's out in California. Judy might be the furthest one up in Minnesota, and she's 45 minutes away. But Steve, Phil, Linda, Kathy, Debbie, Brian, they all live within 45 minutes. And the closest one to me is a mile away. So, and I'm not even living on a home place. I'm living on my wife's home place. My brother bought a abandoned place across a section, uh, bulldozed the whole thing down because there's an old house, old barn, drilled a new well, put up a new house, uh, basement with floor heat um, in the concrete, um, septic field. Nice. It turned into a nice place. That's where I was taking the trees down this summer. I told you guys I had to take down those 7 or 8 big ash trees that were dead right around his well. That's right over there. And then brother Phil only lives about he lives about 12 miles away now, but he has a farm place that's 8 miles away. Brother Steve has a farm place that's just up the road from that farm place, from Phil's farm place, but he lives in town that's about 8 miles away. And then Linda, Kathy, Debbie all live in Mason City, 45 minutes away. Brian's cross section. Judy's up in Rochester, Minnesota. Janet's over in Osage, 12 miles away. Ronnie is the next one. He lives down in Iowa City, Iowa. So that's about a 3-hour drive. That's about a 3-hour drive. He works for the Iowa DNR. He's a park manager down there. And yeah, so they're all, let's put it this way, everybody is real close here. Within 3 hours. Within 3 hours except for Ray out in California. Yeah, and Ray, when he was in college, he was interested in doing law enforcement then. He went to the University of Iowa, did his law stuff down there, and he did ride-alongs with Iowa City Police Department. And he had a decision to make, and he asked my opinion um, when he graduated, which academy he should go to, whether he should go to the Iowa Academy or the LA Academy. I said, which one's better? Which one will give you the best training? Which one is better? He said, the LA Academy. I said, well, that's the one I'd go to then. He'd never been out of state. He was just a home farm boy, except going to college. Moving to California was a big deal for him, man. I'm telling you. But he likes it out there. He actually, when he first started after he graduated the academy, before he was married, he was doing drugs and gang task force in South Central LA, and he had dreams of getting on a SWAT team. But SWAT is one of those entities where you have to be politically connected to get on a SWAT team, or someone has to fucking die or retire for you to get on a SWAT team. So he gave up that dream, and then he got married and started having kids. So then went from the dangerous stuff to a more, he went to a patrol officer, and then worked his way up to, and then he got divorced and remarried, and went to a burb right north of LA, and became patrol officer up there, worked his way up to lieutenant. He's a lieutenant now. One of these days he's going to be a captain, but hi, Rhonda. How are you, dear? I got to have coffee. Coffee. Hey, Siobhan, I think people want to see you. Siobhan, you know, if I had a treat bag here, come here, Siobhan. See, people want to see you. Come on up here. Come on. People want to see you. Yes. And you put your ears up so people can see you. Yes. You put your ears up. She's got ears that stand straight up. Don't ya? You got ears that stand straight up, don't ya? I don't have a treat. You want down? Okay. You can go down. Let's see if I can get her ears to come up. I got to stretch. What you looking at? Huh? Yeah. You're a good dog, ain't you? You're a good dog. You know, she's a 27, 28-pound dog, but for a terrier, and she's a nice tricolor, but her ears stand straight up. So she's got those fine rat terrier feet. She's got like 8 different breeds in her. That's what the DNA says. But she looks like a miniature American terrier with those ears that stick straight up. But she's too big. And when they did a DNA test, she actually has some herding breed in her, as well as English smooth coat, as well as rat, as well as some Jack Russell. And she has some herding breed, and I think that's her size right there, herding breed. But that is Siobhan. She is a really well-behaved dog. My daughter has her trained to the T. And every time I give her a treat, my daughter says, make her do something. Don't just give her food, make her do something. Okay. Sheet, yes, I was. 3 years with the 10th Special Forces Group, and then I did 11 years with the 12th Special Forces Group. So what, 15? Yeah, 15 out of the 20. I did 3 years with the 1st Infantry Division. I was a leg. Yes, I was. I was a leg, but see, I learned my lesson because that was the first 3 years I was in was the 1st Infantry Division. Then I went to jump school. And then Special Forces Qualification Course. And then the last 14 months that I was in, because the 12th Special Forces Group was deactivated, I had to stay in the reserves. I couldn't go to the National Guard, which the 20th Special Forces Group had made a provisional company up in Chicago to take those people that were deactivated from the 12th. I had to stay in the reserves. So I went to the 85th Training Division for the last 14 months of my career, and I retired there. But the best years of my life were with Special Forces. Yes, sir. Oh, man. I tell you what, joining in your 40s would suck, I think, because by age 37, and granted, I was jumping out of airplanes and carrying rucksacks up and down mountains, but by age 37, my body was worn out. I had a broken back. My ankle was already starting to go like that just from carrying a lot of weight. If I had stayed in Special Forces, I'd have had to gone to company, battalion, group level uh, headquarters because I couldn't do the team stuff anymore. I just couldn't do the team stuff. I was dead. I was done. My body was shot. That's great if you can maintain that into your 40s, but I tell you what, 37, 38. Let me see, what was I? 1939 when I retired. I quit doing a lot of uh, physical stuff that I used to do. I used to run. I used to run. I loved running. I would run 15 miles a day. It's one of those things you can do and shut your mind off, not think about anything, almost like meditating. You just run. You concentrate on breathing, concentrate on pace. That's it. And I used to run with a rucksack. I used to run with 55, 60 pounds in a rucksack. I used to do I have an old book. I used to do an old Navy SEAL workout. Um, that will keep you in shape. And I think once I got out, once I retired, I just quit doing that much physical activity. I did a lot of trapping. I did a lot of hunting, that kind of stuff. Deer hunting, I could still walk miles and miles and miles deer hunting, but I wasn't carrying a rucksack. I was just carrying a shotgun. So it was easy to walk then. As I got older and older, I just quit doing more of that kind of physical activity and just did more work around the farm, you know. So after a blizzard, yeah. Oh, I got snowshoes. I got snowshoes you can put on yet. I still have a pair of Army snowshoes. And if you really want a nice workout, uh, walk on top of some snow, some nice powdery snow with snowshoes. That's a good little workout there. That'll work your quads. That'll work your quads. Not so much your calf muscles, but that'll work your quads. Put on your boots. Get out there. Yeah, I know. If you can still do it at 49, dude, more power to you. My body was wrecked. My body was wrecked. And the thing is, now I can sit for 3, 4 hours, but then I got to get up because of my back. And then I can stand for an hour, hour and a half, or walk around, but then I got to sit down because of my ankle. So, yeah, it's fun. Fun getting old. All of those, all of those injuries you got when you were younger, you could you could shake them off pretty much. You could shake off those injuries. Your body would make up for it. You could shake them off. As you get older, more and more and more, you'll see your body no longer shakes them off. It starts to go, oh, hey, I remember that. And you know what? That hurts now. You only got one cool item. What? Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, back pain sucks badly, badly. But like a female doctor told me one time, she did her internship with the Montagnard community. See, the Montagnard community had settled in Minneapolis way back in the day when we first brought them over here, but they have migrated to North Carolina. That's where they're at now. The entire Montagnard Nung community is down there. The Somalis have taken over fucking Minneapolis. And which two of those groups are better? Well, I guess there are still Montagnards in Minneapolis, but not a big community. Most of them are down there. But which of those two communities are better citizens? And then let's compare them to the Afghans that we brought here. Which of those three communities are the better citizens? Well, I can tell you, just being an old Vietnam era veteran, the Montagnard community are much better citizens and assimilated to a greater degree than either of the other two communities so far. It's still too early to tell about the Afghans, but we just had that one Afghan uh, who was an interpreter went off the rails and did a shooting. But the Somalis have not integrated into this country at all, have not assimilated at all, and have stole billions of dollars from the taxpayers. So I'm thinking that not a good thing. But yeah, I had that female doctor that worked with a minor. She did her what do they call it when they have to become a doctor and they have to go to the hospital and work residency. She did her residency up Minneapolis with the Montagnard community actually, and she told me at one time, she says, do not let them operate on your back until you can no longer stand the pain anymore. Until you can't live with the pain anymore, then have something done to your back. And I've taken her advice. I have not had anything done. I can still live with it. Granted, it hurts all the fucking time. And I take a tramadol tablet twice a day for it. And without the tramadol, I don't know if I could take it, but I have friends who had rods put in their back. Uh, I've had friends who've had their backs operated on, and he still does the climb out in Chicago, runs up the Sears Tower. That was my first team sergeant, Mark. He still does that, man. Granted, he was younger than me, but oh, GE Electric. I gotta hold up a second. Let me go to that. Let me go to that one. I have my first bag going. Real nice bag going to the Motorola downstairs someplace, and it is in pristine shape. Well, come on, show me something other than a brown table here. Hit play, Gary. Hit play. I did hit play a couple of times. All I see is a shadow bouncing around. Oh, there it is. Okay. Ooh, that's an old set, man. Made to look like an old set. Wait, see that? Ooh, that picture going up. Ah, that is kind of cool. Know where your lighting dollar is going. Know where you can save. Yeah, the average lighting dollar break down to, huh, that's quite the little antique thing there with a peace dollar up at top. Very nice. Silver rosy, silver marks. And then what do we got here? Oh, peace dollar ring? No. Okay, I'll come back over here. I'll watch that later. I'll watch that later. That woman was my friend Taylor. Uh, she was our camp cook in elk camp in Colorado back in 2019. Uh, she was married. I didn't know what her husband did for a living, but she actually made jewelry and leather goods as a side hustle, and she cooked for hunting camps. And she was and the only woman that could do like 20 different things at one time when she was cooking. Yes, she was amazing. She smoked weed. She grew her own. I still have some in the freezer from 2019. Um, she, um, I thought I had made a really good friend. Uh, we smoked a little bit out by a campfire when the rest of the guys were still hunting, and she was cooking. And anyway, we had a great conversation by the fire, and I gave her my elk. See, when you go out there and you take your elk to a locker, they make their money by not actually what they charge you, but they take the hide. You have to buy your own hide back if you want it. So I bought my hide back for $3, and I gave it to her, and they said, "All I want is just make me a possible bag for my black powder stuff." And I said, "You keep the rest of it." And I have a necklace, and I still haven't got it finished. That she was going to finish for me. And before I could get it sent out to her, I found out that she had died in a car accident, and her husband sent me the obituary. I called him. We had a conversation, and I lost her. I lost a really good friend. I knew her for 5 whole days. and I made a really good friend. And when I got the news that she had passed, I was heartbroken. I really was. I was heart. I had plans about going back out there, doing another elk hunt, seeing her again, and taking her some stuff out, and it hasn't happened since then. But I found those pictures in my hard drive, and I thought, well, that's and the opening for the video, I was kind of thinking, and I was thinking about her. And I thought it's an appropriate time of the year to think about her. So that's who she is, Taylor. I think she worked so hard that, and maybe she was smoking. I don't know if she smoked and drove or whatever, but I think she just fell asleep and drove off the road. Anyway, she died. So, that was a really good person. A really good person. A deep thinker. Uh, Great conversation with her. Yeah, that's who that is. No, you know what she do? I think that Kurt Cobain autograph will bring you worth what you paid and what you paid to have it graded. I really do think so. If you look, you will notice that I have just gotten back uh, from shooting that elk, and I had blood here and here. If you look in the picture, you can see blood on my cheeks and on my forehead. So I got initiated. That was my first elk kill, and my guide, he made sure I got blooded. So it's kind of like when you go to airborne school and they give you your bam, you get them pounded right in your chest. They got the little pins on the back. Uh huh. They'll go a half inch into your eye or better. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, you hear that men and women uh, can't be friends. It's not true. There are some women who I I have as friends, and there's nothing sexual about it. Uh, but there are some women who I can really relate to and really talk. My wife's not one of them. I mean, I get along with my wife, but I can't talk to her like I could talk to uh, someone who's not my wife. Uh, my friend Lynn, I put her out of the airplane on her first night jump. I was the jump master. I put her out of the plane, and it was civilian skydiving. Her first night, and I still talk to her on Facebook, even though she's had kids, she's been divorced, um, and through her life and my life, I still talk to her. Um, well, there's some of the other women I still talk to. Taylor was one. Um, there's not a lot, and I'm sure it's the same for women. Get along with men, don't really talk to them. But I'm sure it's the same for them. There are some men that they can non-sexual just and you can talk. Yeah, it can be done. Be done. Put it that way. It can be done. Well, I don't know. That's just what it is. Oh, hey, Targantu, I'm going to show you. I did. I won a draw. I got a walker from Cartier Silver. I won a walker. Get up there, you. It's right up here. You want to focus that because it sees my face. There you go. Not a bad looking walker. We got some feathers on her yet. And I got this from Cash Money. Davis Cup 100 anniversary, or Davis Cup 100, say, anniversary coin with COA. Too much light. The Earl Grey. What did I say it was? 1,000 or 1,700. Oh, it got a completely long thing to figure out. 7,161 out of 10,000. The 2012 limited edition. The 100th Earl Grey Cup. And I had forgot I'd even bought it from him. So I think maybe that's the last coin I have coming from Cash Money, I think. They bought some reckless from him too, and I got that, I believe. But yeah, nice box, nice clamshell, everything, man. So that's my collection. And this will go in my tube with my other walkers. I have tubes of walkers, and I have tubes of Benjis, and I have tubes of Kennedy. Those I think I probably got more Benjis than I do Kennedy. I don't have as many walkers as I should have, though. That's get Mr. Tom Cookie there. Get Mr. Tom Cookie in the picture. I think I'm going to move my hat from my otter. Let's do that. They do this all the time. I move stuff around. People, just to keep people on their toes. And then I have, where did I put it? Here. You know, you hear it, California. So I gave this to my wife for her birthday this year, and now it's moving all over the place. Now it's going to set up on the, yeah, I had it up on the shelf in the mudroom. See, it's up there on the piano over toward the right side. So I move stuff around just to keep people guessing. I'll move that hat from the turkey over to the otter, or from the otter to the turkey. And I have that turkey in the other room, that bearded hen that's hanging up on the wall just on the other side here. And I'll put it up there, I'll put it over there, I'll put it there. I'll move that little gnome around everywhere, just so just to keep people guessing. I like to keep people guessing. It's part of my being fun. Oh, I had speaking of getting along, one of the ladies that I work for, Jessica Aldous, you might know her. You've seen her if you watch the shows. She's been on TV. Um, she's a, I don't want to say famous. Uh, she's known. She's a known chef. But I used to do dishes for her, and I actually did a little prep. You call me a prep chef, but I used to prep food for her and stuff. Kind of. And but mainly I did dishes. And from when she first started in her first little restaurant that was co-located with a coffee shop, and then she bought another building, or at least another building, and her dad and her redid the whole thing, and then it became her restaurant for a year or two, and then because the building was sold, that he opened his restaurant on the other side of it, and it was just an open area in between. They have a divider there. She would cater. She would also, or they would both cater, and she would make cheesecakes, uh, and sell cheesecakes and that kind of stuff. And she would do progressive. Well, his side, he did a called a piggyback smoke shack, and he did barbecue there. And I sell him cherry wood for his smoker because that's all he will smoke with cherry. So I have woods out here. I have cherry, so I cherry and sell to him. Anyway, uh, I went to school with his little brother, who's now passed away. Um, our neighbors actually lived a couple miles away from us when we were kids. But he opened that side of his restaurant. He had cheese potatoes and mac and cheese and blah blah blah, all kind of pork and full food sandwiches, all kinds of stuff. But everything's smoked with cherry wood. On her side, she would do. I usually had a progressive dinner, and they would be themed like an Italian or a Greek or whatever, and then all the food from appetizers to main courses, to desserts, to whatever. Have like a five course and how many? She's done 250 of those, 249. She's doing her last one this next week. She invited me to come in, and because I was there for one of the first ones, I've been to several, uh, taken my wife to a couple. I like the progressive meal, and she's doing her last one. So I'm going to show up in my suit. I don't need a beard. Don't throw my hat, my red and white cap, and I'm going to show up with a progressive meal like that. I don't think I'll take a stack of gifts because there's 30 people, 30 couples anyway there. There'll be 60 people. I'm not going to take gifts. That's way too many. But um, I will make an appearance. She invited me, so I'm going to go. And I don't know if she's going to close the restaurant or not because she does also a lot of farm to table meals, uh, which is locally grown food. And she'll actually go out to the farm. They'll have the meal out there. She'll prepare it out there and feed people out there. It's kind of like a progressive meal, but local farm, and they raise beef or they raise turkey, whatever. And that will be the highlight of the meal. for the main court. And she did those too. I don't know if she's still going to do those or not. She's been on several TV shows, cooking shows, chef shows, and so she's got a good following. I would say a national following. Uh, Not as famous as some of those other big chefs, but she does have a following and she does have a presence on regular broadcast TV and on social media. So I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I'm not a Nirvana guy. I'm an '80s uh, big hair, spandex, metal. Although I like the '50s, '60s, '70s music. '80s is probably the best decade for music, as far as I'm concerned. Some into the '90s, a little into the 2000s. '90s were more of a one grind, cool me kind of shit. But there was some good stuff in there. There was some good stuff. And even into the 2000s, there was some good metal. Music after that, I just no. There might be a couple songs by Nirvana that I like. Some of those were a few songs. I wasn't a particular fan. More of a Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, Rat, you know, that music. Oh, is Mary back? Yeah, the song right my daughter's. I turned it on low. Did you have to go do a makeup this morning or what? No, some stuff to him. So I went to McIntyre. Okay, I thought you were doing makeup. You want to be on the air? I'm doing a live stream. Not particularly. Okay. My dog was so. You can bring her on. She's already been on camera. Did you? That? Yeah, I heard you. I saw you turn the light on. Every time you turn that light on in my room because that I. I didn't know. Oh, adventure. Did they have a little bed? You want to go on an adventure? Well, I'm sure she did go in the bathroom, but. Yeah, that was an experience. The dog came up there. The dog usually sleeping with her downstairs. If she's not here, the dog sleeps with me. But when she's here, it sleeps with her. Anyway, dog came home midnight, howling. I heard it. I came up because I saw the light come on in the mudroom. I have my bed right there by the window. I saw the light come on. Oh, the dog's got to go outside. I didn't know she was going to go on. Maybe she heard the coyote call. I don't know. Because I got a group of coyotes that like to get together about a mile east here out in the middle of this section. It's a 2 mile. We sit on out in the middle fence line. Oh, if you sit out there at night, you can hear them. But you might have heard them last night. And then came up and started to howl. And yeah, you know when Piper was here, he was ready to head up and start working. I don't hear nothing. There's nothing going by on the road or whatever. They're talking here. Just amazing. But yeah, yeah. Oh, freaking awesome. That's not a grand piano. It's just a, right? But that piano was a gift, a wedding gift to my grandmother. My grandmother had passed away, my grandfather, and it was divided up. All the grandkids were brought together. You get to choose anything what you want. And I chose Grandpa's hunting license, and I have been here for 19. Oh, we're little. And my grandpa's hunting license from 1925 to 1926. Man, I hate this camera. Age of 17. I got that, and then I got this turtle. You see the little legs move in there. Just the little legs. It's in glass like this, and on the bottom, and you can see the little turtle move, the little legs move in there. So I got that, and uh, nobody wanted a piano. So fucking heavy. I mean, I had to put a hardwood plank on the floor to hold it in there. Otherwise, you ain't moving it. And I had my uncle, me, and two other brothers that moved it in there. And it's over by that wall because that's where the supports are under the base. You wouldn't want to do it for whether choice you wouldn't want to do that. So now I'm trying to get rid of the piano. That was a gift to my grandmother on her wedding day. So, uh, I'm looking for now great or great grandchildren to give that to so they can learn how to play piano. All three of my daughters took piano lessons and learned how to play piano before they could any other instrument in school. They had to learn to play the piano first. And yes, we paid for piano lessons. Yes, we drove them to piano lessons and picked them up from piano lessons. But it was worth that because they all know how to play. My youngest daughter played percussion. My middle daughter played saxophone. Um, my oldest daughter can play just about any goddamn thing, but she settled on bass clarinet, and she's a three-time skater. So yeah, the piano lesson paid off. So I am looking to give the piano to someone with young kids like them to learn piano. But it's time for me. Um, it's time for it to go to another generation to learn to play piano. I'm done. Yeah, it has some value, but if someone else can use it, they should. So I guess maybe I'll put that on Facebook and see one of the local buy sell groups and see if anybody wants it. I'm not gonna sell it. I'll give it to have children who want to learn how to. They got to help me move it. Bring your truck, we'll back it up to the front door just like I did mine. We'll roll her right onto it. I my own, 50 miles away up here on my pickup. Gotta be nice weather, but yeah. And we had it professionally tuned when the girls were learning to play, so it can still be tuned. You get the highest note on the keyboard, and that's starting to know what to be wrong. But the rest of it tunes well. So, hey, you want to check those black spots while you're out there, both of them? Anyway, all right, I think that's it, man. I'm going to end this one because it's getting to be about time to go do stuff. So we will see you guys all later, right? Peace out. I remember you Monday. We'll see you. Bye.